I thought I'd actually do a proper one, all to do with the seats. Right, so these seats came off eBay. They actually weren't that expensive, just over 100 quid for a pair. I actually wanted the sand coloured ones, but we didn't have them in stock. So yeah, so they're a bit of a snug fit compared to the original fiberglass seats. So I have got 2 original fiberglass seats, which are there. And what I've actually done before I actually got the plastic on, I started trying to stretch it and expand it, because this one, school child or someone who doesn't eat a lot of meals, got so far in, lost interest really. So whilst they're maybe more original, they're in a hell of a state, probably weeks of work just to get them to look right. So bin them off. So anyway, these ones, as you can see, don't leave a lot of space, and below they're quite tight over to the frame. So what I've actually done is made this frame up. Now it did mean adding in some extra angle sections at the bottom across to take the legs. Now these are drilled out to 6mm but will be 8mm at the end, 20mm box section, 25mm angle. Now these are drilled for the fixings in the bottom of the seats, which are moulded in. Rear onto a large section of, well, I say large, 4mm by 20mm box. Now what I've done is I've actually repurposed these original fixing locations from the Beetle body. Quite strong, 10mm. I may tap them out to 12, or I might go, when I do, actually put a bolt through into the thread, then put a nut on the back just for extra safety. There is just enough room to get probably a sort of 10mm slimline bolt in. Now with that comes the harnesses. So I actually got a local company to machine out these wonderful plates, drilled out. I need to sort of ream them probably a 1/2mm to fit properly with the harnesses. There are options to buy on the net, but I wasn't overly keen on any of them, so I actually just made them out. So anyway, they're 5mm thick. So there's 4 of those across the chassis altogether. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and the 4th the other side. So they're effectively on the main structure. Now on the rear, well, some people seem to bring the fixings down to here, the plates for the seat belts to here. It actually means quite a steep angle down. And in the book it says, you know, need to be done at an X angle, because otherwise, quite obviously, that would just tip over if you did have a problem. So even though these fixings are only 10mm, 2 seats fixed to it, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all for strength. But there would be better for strength again on your seat belts. But so I decided to actually make it somewhat more closer, proper English. So again, you can see this bar is welded into the main hoop, and then these 4 plates welded on. Now I ordered the short seat harnesses, only using 4-point, not 5-point, not really needed. I'm not exactly going to be driving around the Himalayas. So these 4 plates perfectly located. So if I look from the rear, they're all mocked up. I can't get dead to the centre of it because there's a bar in the way, but you can see what's happening there. Yeah, overall quite pleased with that. Probably took a good day's work working out geometry. So I started off just fixing it at the back, fixing it at the front, and just packing and packing and packing that front bar up until I was happy with the angle of the seat, not being too far back, not being too flat either, because you're sat still quite low to the deck, and what I didn't want to have it was too flat, so it makes using the pedal box harder, or too steep, so it was almost like being launched into space. Constantly aware of how much play I've got to work with on the steering wheel. So yeah, it's getting there, it's getting there. I probably will at the end try and get hold of the khaki stroke sand coloured seats, because black's nice, but I think I'm leaning towards more of a sand coloured finish. Again, yeah, these seats were about 150 quid delivered from eBay. Guy apparently used to make them for a military contract, apparently, and now he's finished that. He's selling them privately, or selling them as such. The headrest could be a little bit taller, but again, for 100 quid, what do you get? They're blow moulded MDPE, so they're quite strong. Just over time, I've had to whip them in and out a dozen times while I was welding, and I've got plenty of welding splatter, so I've got this lovely rust effect in the bottom, which probably will clean up if I actually pay some attention to it. So yeah, for the money, I think it's about 100, 120, 140, something like that. I can't remember the exacts. And then the seat harnesses were about 75, 80 quid a set. So effectively, 150 quid per person, 250, 300 quid per setup. Yeah, see you.